So today I thought it would be nice to share with you my top 10 favorite books of all time. And the first time I made this list, it was 2015. And recently, in the end of 2020, I remade that list and some changes appeared, and it's basically a new list. I think tastes changed. Some books got lower, some books got higher, some books stay the same. So let's see what my top 10 list is before and after. So, in the 2020 list, I couldn't for the life of me just pick 10 books. I don't know why. I had to go with 15, top 15 books. So I'm gonna start with the 15th book, Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman. And yes, the books are in plastic because I've explained it so many times, it damages the book. So if you haven't seen any video from me before, the ocean air damages the book, and I'm so sick of saying that. So Challenger Deep is about a kid who is going through some mental health issues, and he's in the hospital, and it's told basically through his experience going through that situation. And I think it was after I've gone through similar situations, I think it resonated so much with me, and it was so real and empathetic, and the analogies that he makes, because in his mind, to like escape from what is happening in his mind, he's in a pirate ship. He kind of makes analogies using the pirate ship as a metaphor for the processes that he's going through in the hospital. And I don't know, I just thought this was so well written, and I gave it 5 stars, and it would always be in my heart forever. So 14, I couldn't for the life of me. I spent like hours searching for this book and I could not find it. So I'm gonna put a picture here. It's funny that I can't find one of my favorite books of all time, but I can't. Where is it? So anyway, it's Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. It's a dystopian classic that I read and was completely absorbed in it, and it's mostly dealing with the banning of books and destruction of books and destruction of knowledge, and so the government could like control people, and it was amazing. The 13th book is Matilda by Roald Dahl. I've always loved this book, always, since I was a child and through my adulthood. And I even have a kitten named Matilda right now. So yeah, I really love this book. I love that she is a child who is obsessed with books. She has read so many more books than I, an adult, have read. And just her personality and the way she deals with the obstacles in her road, and I don't know, Matilda is such an interesting, intelligent, smart, amazing character, and I love her so much. Number 12 is S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst. Basically, it's written by Doug Dorst, and the idea of it was pretty much brought up by J.J. Abrams. It's basically a book inside a book inside a book, and I don't even know how to explain this book to you guys. It's like you're reading a book, but inside the book there are things like handkerchiefs and postcards and maps, and like people left stuff inside the book, and pictures, anything you can think of, tickets. And all the while, two people are communicating through the margins of the book, writing things to one another, because the big mystery of the book, Ship of Theseus, which is the main book, is that nobody knows who actually wrote it. So it's a mystery about a book, and I don't know what else you could ask for. This is definitely a commitment. It took me months to read. You have to be ready for the commitment. It's a commitment, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Every minute of it is worth it. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Every book in here is 5 stars, and I don't regret a single second of it. The 11th book is I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. So this book is kind of I don't think it's in many people's favorite book list, but it holds such a dear spot in my heart. I just think it was so magical, and without magic at all. It was whimsical and fairy story like, but it's just a family in a countryside in England, and it's, I think the thing that makes this book unique and makes this book so good is the length the author went to create and construct every character perfectly. You learn to love every one of those characters, and you know them to the bone. And that's what I think it's hard in literature. It's creating characters that you care about, and creating characters that you think you can just see them right in front of you, that so real they sound. And I love that this has an open-ending finish. I love everything about this book. It's supposed to be a children's YA book, but it won my heart. I've read it 2 times, and every time it's like I'm traveling to a different dimension. It's beautiful. So now let's start with the 10 books from 2020 and the books from 2015. My cat wants to get inside the... Oh my god. In 2015, my 10th favorite book was To Kill a Mockingbird. I also don't have this book because I lent it and the person did not return the book to me. Yes, it's an awesome book. It's a great book. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a book I think everyone should read it. If there's a book that everyone should read it, I think it's To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a very it breaks a lot of stereotypes, and I think that's always a really good thing. So in 2020, my 10th favorite book is the series The Hunger Games. Listen, I'm putting in series in the top 10. This is my video, they're my rules, okay? So 10th place, Hunger Games series. In 2015, my 9th favorite book was 1984 by George Orwell. This, I don't know if I have to talk a lot about it. It's a dystopian sci-fi classic. Big Brother's watching you. It's just, I mean, if you haven't read it, read it. It's a world where there's no privacy. Everything you do is controlled and is monitored, and it's basically a hellhole. And it's kind of like a warning to the future, I think George Orwell was trying to make. So yeah, that's in 2015. This was my 9th favorite book. In 2020, my 9th favorite book is 1984. So it didn't change at all. My 8th favorite book was Matilda. So yeah, it got dropped down a few pegs, but it's still in my top 15 list, and I still love it dearly. In 2020, my 8th book is The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. So you probably have no idea how much this book means to me. You know when you feel like you have a connection with someone and you don't know that someone, and that someone has never met you? It's not stalking or anything like that. It's just that you feel like you know that person so deeply, to the bone, and it hurts so deeply when they suffer. And I think this collection of diaries from Anne Frank is something also everyone should read, especially now in lockdown, when everybody is like, I can't take this anymore, I can't get out of my house, I can't go to the groceries, I can't do this and that. When Anne Frank couldn't walk in her hiding place because the people below would hear and tell on them, and the soldiers, the Nazi soldiers, would come and arrest them. So they had to spend the whole day in complete silence. They couldn't open the window, anything. They could only start walking around the house and do things when the workers of the factory, they were hiding in the basement, would go home, and then they could, you know, do the day-to-day life thing in a place that literally looks like, I don't know, a bedroom. It's so small, and it held so many people. It was her family, another family, and a dentist. So many people in such a tight space. I visited the hiding place in Amsterdam and I cried my eyes out, and I think this book is one of the most important books in literature. So yeah, this is my 8th place in my 2020 list of favorites. My 7th book in the 2015 list was The Diary of a Young Girl, so we don't have to talk anymore about it. So in 2020, my 7th favorite book is The Throne of Glass series. I can venture and even tell you that I think I love the Throne of Glass series as much as I love the Harry Potter series. I'm even rereading it right now. And my sixth book in my 2015 list is The Hunger Games. My sixth book in the 2020 list is the Harry Potter series. Yeah, as I said, I can put series in, okay? Just go with the flow. So the Harry Potter series means a lot to me. It wasn't the thing that got me into reading, but got me obsessively into reading. And I don't know if I have to say anything more about the premise of the plot because it's Harry Potter. Whereas in 2020, my favorite book, oh, I didn't get it, wait. Okay, so in 2020, my fifth favorite book in 2020 is The Unabridged Journals of Sylvia Plath. Yep. So, what was me before Sylvia Plath? I don't know. I don't remember. Sylvia Plath to me is my mother muse in literature. She is everything to me. You know, when you feel such deep feelings that corrode your soul, but you don't know how to put it in words. When I read these diaries, it was like I was reading what I was feeling through the most eloquently written diary I have ever read in my whole entire life. Sylvia Plath writes with a magic pen. I am telling you, this girl is talented. She is amazing, and I'm yet to reread this chunker because I really need to. In fourth place in 2015 was A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. I've always loved this book. I think I've talked about it a little bit before. I love it mostly because of its language and the way the author portrayed the story, not much the story itself, but the way the author so talentedly used language to his advantage to portray the story of Alex and this whole gang. And I think it's a work of art in literature because of that. Now things start to become the same. In 2020, my favorite book, my fourth favorite book is A Clockwork Orange. In 2015, my favorite book was Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy has the ability to just in few words, not flourished, not just simple words, he can like dig into your soul and make you feel. And I think that's such an amazing gift that Leo Tolstoy has. And I love the story of Anna Karenina because I see myself so much in her, especially with my depression and her mood swings and her not very good decisions. I think this book actually should be called Levin because my favorite character in this book is Levin, and he is the perfect character anybody could have ever written. So in my 2020 favorite top 10 books, my third choice is Anna Karenina. In my 2015 top 10 books, My second choice is Pride and Prejudice. I mean, come on. Do I have to say any more? I don't know. Do I have to? I just written so masterfully and disguised between the decorum and haughty sense of the age. She throws in a little bit of satire and sarcasm that you can only kind of catch if you're really paying attention, and that's what I love about Jane Austen. She is a master, and this is my favorite book by Jane Austen. And in 2020, my favorite book is continuing to be Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And for the big review, my favorite book in 2015 was Jane Eyre. It will always be Jane Eyre. I'm telling you. I've reread this so many times, and I've always finished left in a state of awe. This book has everything in it. It's so well written. It has gothic aspects to it. It has romance, women's rights, feminism. I don't even know. I mean, Mr. Rochester, Jane, it's just, I don't even know how to explain. It's basically a woman who is not very in the upper class, and she puts an advertisement to become a governess in a stately home owned by Mr. Rochester, who has like a little adopted daughter who is French, and Jane is supposed to teach this daughter, but things start to, become suspicious, and mysterious things keep happening, and romance stuff keeps happening also, and it's just so dreamy and funny and entertaining and intelligent at the same time, and this book is gold. So as you all predicted, my favorite book in 2020 continues to be Jane Austen. And what can I say? I don't think in 5 years this is gonna change. I'm probably gonna make another top 10 favorite books in another 5 years, and see if my taste changed a lot. This didn't change a lot, but let's see. But I can promise you Jane Eyre is gonna be #1 still. So yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, a great week, and I'll see you soon.